Welcome back to the Bearded Hermit. In this week's video, I try to stay warm in the workshop notching posts. I get to watch the deer kick the crap out of each other. And I mumble to myself as I dig out the A-frame after a snowstorm. This speed square I made saves me so much time marking all these posts. There are so many to cut, so every little trick helps. Even though the fire has been burning for 2 hours, it's still chilly out here, especially since the door is cracked for ventilation. Running a gas chainsaw indoors needs a lot of ventilation. Back behind the stovepipe, I had installed a 20-inch box fan on the wall to help circulate the warm air in the workshop here. I'll be making a similar setup in the A-frame after the cook stove is installed and it becomes more livable. And the stove makes a great place to get rid of all my cut-off scrap pieces. For some reason, scrap from a project makes better heat than firewood. I'm not sure how that's possible, but it is. It starts to get warm enough for me to take off my hat. Nothing worse than sweating while you're working. It's even worse outside in the cold. Sweating in the cold is like taking a shower and walking outside. These notches are always tricky. They need to be just right to fit on the 2x4 on the subfloor. So I check the cuts with a scrap 2x4 and move on. It took me a couple minutes to get the chainsaw started after I filled it with gas and oil. But eventually it goes, and I get going on the last few cuts. Making these long cuts is the hardest part for me. Trying to make sure I stay on the lines and keep straight. And twisting the chainsaw to cut the pieces out. It's a good thing these 3 posts are done now. It's starting to get a little stuffy here in the workshop, even with the door open. So I clean up and take a break. I walk outside and notice the deer looking for a handout. So I put out some corn and I spread it out so they don't fight. But still, it seems they just can't get along. They look like big vacuum cleaners, sucking up all that corn. There's about 8 or 9 deer coming here for food. Some days I walk out and whistle, and they come running. Seems they're never far away. But when summertime comes, and they're eating grass again, they'll be nowhere to be seen. For the most part today, they seem to be getting along pretty well. It had snowed last night, and now it starts to snow again. Over the last 2 nights, the total accumulation was between 6 and 7 inches. So on a beautiful Sunday morning, I go out to shovel clean the A-frame subfloor. If I don't keep up with this, then no work will get done out here all winter. Fortunately, it was very cold when the snow fell, at or below 15 degrees. So this snow is very light and fluffy, easy to remove. That's the advantage to a cold winter. With cold temps comes less and lighter snow. I always worry when it's 30 degrees out and it starts to snow. I really should put something down over that root cellar opening. I don't want to fall in when I'm not paying attention. That would just be so stupid. There are 3 posts laying here all ready to put up, and 3 more posts in the workshop ready to come out. I'm staging them here at the other side of the subfloor, so one day next week they can go up easy. This is the end of the video. As always, please stay safe out there, and remember, life can be good sometimes.